welcome back. As we promised, we are going to continue with covering the visit of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi to 3 European countries. The European leg, which took him first to Denmark and now in Norway, and the last leg is going to be in Ireland. Shed more light on the importance of the visit and its significance, and the activities of the President in Denmark and the expected talks with the top officials in Norway and after that in Ireland. We are very much delighted to have with us via phone Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, international relations expert in the Arab African Political and Strategic Studies Center. Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Mohamed, and a very good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you.
Sir, before going into details, how do you see the choice of the 3 countries? Because it's the very first visit of the President to the Kingdom of Denmark, and to extend our friendship relations with this part of Europe, I think, in my humble opinion, of course, it's a turning point or a leap in our foreign affairs or foreign relations in general.
Well, President Sisi European tour highlights Egypt's strategic focus on strengthening relations with Northern European nations. This visit underscores Egypt's efforts to deepen economic ties, enhance security cooperation, and align strategies on global issues like climate change, combating terrorism, and managing regional crises. It also reflects Egypt's commitment to presenting itself as a key player in the Middle East and Africa, and a reliable partner for European in taking shared challenges.
Yes, sir, very well said, but let's focus first on Denmark, because it's a visit which was already ended yesterday. In fact, the way the President was received by the royal family, the Danish monarch, to have banquets on his honor and to have summit talks, whether with King Frederick X or the parliamentary speaker or Mette Frederiksen, the Danish prime minister, and in all occasions all top officials hailed the Egyptian pivotal role in the Middle East, whether as an investment hub or in its political role to try to stabilize the region or to put an end at least to the Israeli genocide war in Gaza, as one of the efforts exerted here in the Mid-East region. How do you see this evaluation and appreciation of the Egyptian role?
Well, I think that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi chose Denmark to be his first visit to Europe this time, because Denmark throws within the EU positions it as an ideal partner for Egypt to establish deeper ties with the bloc. Through Denmark, Egypt can promote its interest in trade agreement, investment initiative, and collaborative projects addressing regional issues like migration and energy. This partnership could be instrumental in expanding Egypt's access to the European market. Denmark's advanced technological experts and focus on sustainable development present opportunities for cooperation and localization industries in Egypt. This can include renewable energy, agriculture, so that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi put his interest on his visit to Denmark in its first visit to Egyptian president to this kingdom, and to deepen relations with Egypt and Denmark.
Yes, sir. And on the sidelines of the summit talks which were held in Denmark, the President was keen to meet with the CEOs or the heads of private sector groups, high-ranking ones in Denmark, AP Most and the Copenhagen Infrastructure Group, and he spoke with the heads of those high-profile companies to make sure that they are receiving all incentives and to make sure that all obstacles are eliminated in front of their businessmen there. How do you see the keenness of the President to hold such meetings in Copenhagen?
Well, these meetings for President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in Copenhagen reflects the position of Egypt in the Middle East and its strength to all challenges in the Middle East and Africa. And these meetings put many highlights on relations between Denmark and Egypt and the fields of cooperation between Egypt and Kingdom of Denmark. Also, Denmark as a partner in EU, they put its strength to stop war in Middle East. And President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi say in its speech with Vice Prime Minister of Denmark that he told her that Egypt put its strength to stop war in Gaza and try to stop war in the Middle East and Africa. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi discusses all problems that faces the Middle East area and Africa area with the Prime Minister of Denmark, so that President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi make many meetings in Denmark to discuss all problems and to put highlights on the fields of cooperation between Egypt and Denmark in the next days or next years.
Yeah, and among the important points which were discussed in the summit talks between the President and the Danish Prime Minister, facing and fighting phenomenon like illegal migration, poverty, terrorism. How do you see also raising these topics to be high on the agenda of talks?
Well, because Denmark has a vested interest in ensuring the safety of international trade routes, particularly in the Red Sea. Its involvement in securing maritime route possibilities through joint naval experience or international coalitions could enhance trade security while complementing Egypt's efforts to stabilize the critical region. Also, Denmark plays a role in Middle East stability, so that Denmark's commitment to regional stability aligns with Egypt's diplomatic efforts in the Middle East. Denmark can support peace initiatives, contribute to reconstruction efforts in post-conflict areas, and help mediate in sensitive negotiations, especially in Palestinian, Syria, and Lebanon.
Yeah. Also, among the important files which were tackled, in fact, the President hailed the stance of Denmark towards Egypt's right or legal right in defending its water security. Water security or defending our water rights is part and parcel of our national security in general, according to water scarcity, which Egypt is suffering from or witnessing, to be accurate. Also, this was one of the topics which really deserved to be discussed, if you want to also elaborate on that.
Well, Egypt make many negotiations with Ethiopia to try to save its rights in the Nile, but Ethiopia refused any solutions that put by Egypt, so that President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi tried to put international community through Denmark and Norway and Ireland on the picture to see that Egypt tried to make the best efforts to solve this problem, but Ethiopia refused any solutions, so that President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi make his efforts to put the rights on Egypt to solve this problem by its way, any way that Egypt will choose to save the rights of water.
Our water rights.
Yeah.
Sir, if you permit me to move to Norway, because already President Sisi arrived in Oslo yesterday and he was received in such a warm way by the Norway Prime Minister Story. Story was here in Egypt in a visit where he was received also with our hospitality, and it seems that we are going to witness a leap in the Egyptian-Norway relations. How do you see how the president was received and the way Egypt is keen to boost ties with different countries all over the world, and particularly here, this part of Europe?
Well, after Denmark, Norway offers unique opportunities for Egypt, particularly in sustainable energy development, climate solutions, and peace-building efforts. As a global leader in renewable energy, including hydropower and the green hydrogen, Norway can assist Egypt in achieving its energy transition goals. Additionally, Norway's active involvement in international peace and conflict resolution complements Egypt's regional mediation role, particularly in the Middle East. The countries on this tour, Denmark, Norway, and Ireland, hold a strategic position in major global initiatives. Denmark is a member of the European Union and NATO, making it influential in European policy making and defense strategies. Norway, while not an EU member, has significant sway in global energy markets and international diplomacy, especially through its role in the European nation and NATO. Ireland, EU member and instrumental in shaping economical policies within the bloc. This alignment with influential initiatives helps Egypt strengthen its goals, partnership, and align its policies with European priorities.
And we cannot separate politics from economy. As you've kindly mentioned, Egypt is all the time keen to raise the Palestinian cause as a top priority, speaking about the importance of implementing the two-state solution on the ground to achieve peace and security in the Middle East, and to say that the Egyptian stance is to end all the disputes, whether in Syria, Sudan, and Palestine, Yemen, Libya, in a peaceful way or via diplomatic solutions. How does he insisting on that in all occasions and while meeting with any international partner?
Well, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi take any chance in his visits to any countries in Europe or Asia or any countries in the world to put the highlight on the struggle in the Middle East and all countries of Africa, try to put the nations, the international nations, on its responsibility to solve these problems with Egypt, so that Egypt can make a lot of efforts with these countries to solve all struggles in the area of Middle East and Africa through the President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi visits to all countries all over the world.
Also, sir, as I said earlier, I cannot separate politics from economy. The president is accompanied by a number of ministers, and he witnessed already in Denmark the signing of a number of MOUs, Memoranda of Understanding, as you've kindly mentioned, in the fields of renewable energy, digital transformation, IT, and others. And it's expected to witness other MOUs, whether in Norway or in Ireland after that. Also, the Egyptian joint business councils with the different countries, first in Denmark, and inshallah we are going to witness similar stories in Denmark and Ireland, and to have committed to follow up on the ground the implementation of the MOU signed, meaning that it's not only signing the accords, it's also following up the implementation of them on the ground. How do you see having both in the very right direction?
I see Egypt, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi put a very great goal for Egypt to be a center of international green hydrogen. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi try to make Egypt a central of electricity, so that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi make a lot of agreements with all countries in Europe to make a cooperation between Egypt and these countries in the fields of green hydrogen and hydroelectricity power. Many fields that Egypt want to put the highlight on it, so that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi make a lot of agreements with Denmark and will make many agreements with Norway, so also with Ireland, to achieve this goal for Egypt to be a center for the world for the hydropower and green hydrogen.
A regional and international hub for renewable energy and for green hydrogen in specific, because simply this is the future. Well, Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, thank you very much for your input, sir. Have a very good day. And we are going to continue following minute by minute all the activities of the president in Norway and after that in Ireland until he finishes his European tour, which covers 3 countries. First, the European tour started in Denmark, now in Norway, and it's going to continue and to end in Ireland, inshallah. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.